Hi, I'm here with Lily Hevesh, who is an amazing domino artist that I've always dreamed of meeting and working with. And today I'm going to show her how to make a Rube Goldberg machine. Oh, it happened again! Oh no, it would have been perfect! Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Chaos. Okay, this is going to be a machine for pouring a bowl of cereal, and I would say like the level of this machine is kind of age 8 and above, and if you're younger than that you might need a parent or someone to build it with you. So the first part we're going to do is for building a track for a ball, and there's different ways you can do that, and we're going to do a kind of a fun track using pegs. So what you need is a ruler and some pegs.
Clothespins?
Clothespins, as they say in America.
Yeah.
And by doing them like this.
Oh, so you make a ramp out of that. Oh,
Yeah.
That's smart.
So,
okay. So you just clip them in.
Exactly.
That's so neat.
So see
Will
what
this
happens.
work?
Not on the first try, unless you're a genius.
Oh. So maybe I'll angle it like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Amazing!
It worked.
This is a like weird spinny string thing. I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
But here's an example of where I've used it before. And we're going to make a miniature version of that. I've designed this machine so that anyone should be able to do it at home, no matter what you have. So I'm going to give different options of what you could use depending on what you have in your house. So you could use a paper towel rod, or you could also use a potato masher. And you're going to tie a piece of string.
So like right here?
Yep.
Alright.
If you're using the potato masher, you want to stabilize it so it doesn't fall over. So just grab some tape. At the top, you just want to tape around the top so that the string, like right now, it's going to spin around, and we don't want that.
Okay.
We want to prevent that from happening. Yeah, exactly. Then on the other end of that, you tie a weighted object. So when I'm using weights, I love using locks because they come in all sorts of sizes and they're really easy to tie to. If you don't have a lock, you can use anything really. So I'm going to use a nut. And then tie the other end of the string to that, and you want it about the height of the table.
Okay.
So about there. Now the next thing is, this is in the way. So we need to remove it. You can
Does it unscrew?
Yeah, I think so. Brilliant. Next we're going to make a trigger so that it can start when we want it to start. So you can use like a kitchen utensil that's sort of flat at this end. This or a spatula also works. So wind that round again. And then let's turn the base until the lock is facing this direction. And then this goes here.
Okay, so you just like balance it on top?
You basically put the lock on top of the
of
the object, so it's just sitting there. Nice.
There we go.
So if you don't have a kitchen utensil quite like this, the other option is I'm going to use a pencil and a die. I'm going to tape the die to the top of the pencil, like so.
How creative.
So the reason you need the die is because you need a bigger surface area at the top. The pencil's probably not big enough on its own, whereas this object's quite fat at the top. So how would you connect from a ball rolling here to this getting basically pulled out?
So we have the ball go down, then it just hits dominoes, and then something falls off the table which pulls this.
I need to figure it out, yes, exactly.
Yes.
But this is a very easy way to go from a small action, like a little ball rolling, to a big action, like moving this wooden spoon. The more slack you give it when the domino falls off, it's going to have more speed when it finally yanks the wooden spoon, and it'll pull it harder. This is fun. I've never done a how-to Goldberg machine.
I think people really like this. And I like that you have two different options for different types of materials to use.
Yeah. Well, these machines are all about just using what's around you.
Should I put the domino here?
Yes.
Or, wait.
This is your expertise.
I know. Yay, dominoes. Should we try it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay.
Yes, it worked.
We're gonna do a step that I've used before in this machine. If you're doing it life size, I like to use a barrel, a big rolling thing, but because we're doing a tabletop machine, we're gonna use a much smaller object, like a coffee can. If you don't have a coffee can, you can also use a smaller can or a jar even. And we're gonna need a plastic fork and a metal fork. And the first thing we want to do is tape the plastic fork to the can, like this. And you're going to need a book. It goes on the end of the book like that. That's our start position. Now the trick to get this to turn like this is you want to weight, a really heavy weight on the opposite side of the plastic fork, and that weight's going to make it move. So I'm going to use a metal fork. You could in theory use something else heavy, like another lock. We're going to tape it into the inside of the jar or the can there. The placement of where it goes is really important. Imagine that this is like a clock, the end of your can. 12 o'clock is up the top here. If I put it at 3 o'clock, it's a little bit too low. It's going to run out of momentum. So you want it at about 2 o'clock. So there, taped on the inside.
Wait, so like right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then have your fork on the book and just let go.
Oh, nice.
Done, perfect. So to trigger it, we're going to put a little weight on the plastic fork to hold it in place. And when that weight gets knocked off by the spinny thingy, it'll go. So we want to find out exactly the right position of everything to trigger. So when you test it, always make sure you spin the object around the same direction each time so that you're consistently trying the same with the same variables. Go. Amazing!
Nice.
So now that we have the exact right positions, we're going to mark where everything is and try and tape it down if possible. So now we want to use this to make something else roll. I'm going to make a roll of tape roll just because we've already used a ball over here, so we want to mix it up. And what we want to do is, this is going to just give a delicate push, but we want to make this roll quite quickly. So there's a trick for turning a small force into a bigger roll. And what you do is you place the object on a domino or any kind of small object. And when I push this, even with a tiny little push, it'll still roll. And if you want it to roll even faster, you just have to make it a little higher. That's a bit faster. So you want to find exactly the right spot for that, and that's just trial and error, so go give that a shot. I think it's more interesting if we can maximize the movement by having it only tap at the very last part of the movement. Yes.
That's pretty good.
We have marshmallow cereal mateys, and you need a stack of books. That just gives us some height for the box to tip. And then you need a bowl, and a spoon, and a bottle cap. So first we want to make this hinge on the book. Get a piece of paper, fold it. So I would go like that.
Yep.
So it gives us this sort of hinge. Amazing!
Yeah.
The important thing is that it's steep enough for the cereal to come out. I feel like we could get more out, so you raise this by adding a book, and then it's going to be steeper. Try that. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that was better.
So how are we going to trigger from this roll of tape to that? We're going to use a spoon and a bottle cap. So do you want to double-sided tape that?
So right here?
Perfect.
Okay. Like, does it matter where?
Basically the middle.
Middle.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Awesome.
Wow, that's a neat trick.
Also, because we want to make sure everything's always in exactly the same spot, we're going to mark the position of this domino in case it gets bumped.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Ah,
Oh.
that's a problem. Yeah.
Or, yeah, we could use the tape and have something else, or just replace this with a
Yes.
smaller roll.
We have a smaller roll of tape. To make it more easily triggered, we're going to just slide the spoon further this way so that it's almost ready to slide out. Go. Amazing.
Nice.
The cereal's still not all coming out of the box, so I'm going to bend this way because I think it's getting in the way. Let's try this. Yeah, much more cereal. And the lovely thing about this is you then have your spoon handy and you can eat your cereal.
Where's the milk?
Oh, we need to make another machine for that.
Part 2.
Okay, so should we run the whole thing?
Yeah. Ready?
This is exciting.
Take
Think it'll
one.
work on the first take?
No. I had a feeling that would happen.
Should we just tape that down?
Yeah. Okay, take 3.
Oh, because you want to hit more of the top of the domino.
Yeah, you want to hit it from here.
Okay, let's do that.
I'll lift this. Yeah, that should be better.
For the record, I don't know if I've ever said this on YouTube, but usually my videos take like 30, sometimes 40 takes till you get a perfect run through.
I think this is take 16.
Take 16. This is the one I can feel
This
it.
is it. Okay. What if we just put like a little guide here? Like a pencil.
So, okay.
Okay.
Take 21.
Yes. Yeah! High five!
Amazing!
Yes! You gonna eat it?
No, you can have it. You want it?
There's no milk. What are you talking about? Dry cereal.
I bet it's disgusting.
Is it?
It's actually not bad. Now we're going to combine this machine with what Lily does with dominoes to make an even longer machine. Does anyone want some cereal?
And now we have cereal.
If you want to see how we did the dominoes, we actually made a separate video on Lily's channel and you can watch that over here. And she's going to show me how to do my first domino setup.
Oh yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Lily.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.